In the beginning, there was no beginning. There was only the endless, roiling void, a canvas of non-existence. And within this nothingness, two forces came to be. They were chaos, and the other, primordial gods, whose very existence was a paradox, an eternal opposition. Their battle was not fought on any single world, for their conflict was the very force that created and destroyed worlds. With every clash, realities shattered like glass, and the fundamental laws of physics and magic dissolved into cosmic dust. Stars were born and died in the blink of an eye. Galaxies spun into maelstroms of light and shadow, and entire universes were snuffed out, their screams unheard in the silent expanse. This was a war not of territory or power, but of absolute principle. Chaos, a maelstrom of untamed energy, sought to return everything to its original, formless state, a symphony of beautiful, unpredictable destruction. The other, a being of immutable order and cold, calculating logic, sought to impose a single, unchangeable reality upon all of existence, a perfect, silent crystal. They were yin and yang in a dance of death, two sides of a coin that could never land. For eons untold, their struggle raged, a secret war fought on the grandest scale imaginable, unseen and unfelt by the fleeting lives that flickered in the countless worlds caught in their wake. The echoes of their blows were the big bangs of new universes, and the whispers of their power were the source of all magic. Far from the heart of this eternal battlefield, in dimensions that existed between the cracks of reality, other ancient entities stirred. These were not gods in the same sense as chaos and the other. They were the first beings, concepts given form, time, fate, life, death, and magic itself. They were the observers, the librarians of existence, bound by their own nature to witness but not interfere. From their thrones of solidified starlight and woven timelines, they watched the cosmic ballet of destruction. They had seen countless cycles, countless iterations of this war. But this time was different. A tremor ran through the fabric of causality, a note of finality in the endless song of conflict. Fate, a being of 1,000 eyes, each reflecting a different possible future, saw the threads of destiny converging into a single blazing chord. Time, an old man and a young child, simultaneously felt the flow of ages begin to quicken, rushing towards a singular, momentous event. Death, cloaked in the end of all things, felt a new kind of life stirring, one that could challenge its very definition. They had waited for this. Through the rise and fall of civilizations, through the birth and death of stars, they had waited for the prophecy to unfold, for the fulcrum upon which all of existence would pivot. They sensed the final war was not just approaching, it was already here. The opening gambits had been played across millennia, and now the end game was about to begin. The universe held its breath, waiting for the piece that would change the entire board. And so we turn our gaze to a small, seemingly insignificant world, a mote of dust in the grand cosmic scheme named Arendelle. This was a land of soaring mountains, ancient forests where trees whispered secrets to the wind, and powerful kingdoms built upon the bones of forgotten empires. Magic flowed through Arendelle like rivers, raw and untamed in the wilderness, refined and structured within the walls of its great cities. It was a world of heroes and monsters, of soaring ambition and quiet courage. But even on this vibrant world, a shadow was falling. On a night unlike any other, the skies above Arendelle bled. The two moons that usually graced the night, one silver, one blue, were gone. In their place hung a single monstrous orb, a scarlet moon that bathed the land in an eerie blood-red light. The very air grew heavy, thick with a palpable sense of dread and anticipation. Animals in the deep woods fell silent. Wizards found their spells sputtering into nothingness, and priests praying to their gods heard only an unnerving silence. Something was being born into the world, and all of creation seemed to be holding its breath in terror and awe. In the heart of the kingdom of Eldoria, within the stone walls of Castle Althares, a cry tore through the suffocating silence. It was the cry of a newborn child. But this was no ordinary birth. The chamber was filled with a strange energy, a subtle hum that made the teeth ache and the hair stand on end. As the midwife, with trembling hands, cleaned the infant and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, she gasped. The child's most remarkable feature was his hair. It was not the black of his father, the Duke, nor the blonde of his mother, the Duchess. It was the color of a blazing fire, a shocking, vibrant red that seemed to burn with its own inner light, mirroring the ominous glow of the scarlet moon hanging in the sky. They named him Sirius Altharius, a name that meant the Burning One. As the Duke held his son for the first time, he felt an impossible weight of destiny settle upon the boy's tiny shoulders. He looked from his son's fiery hair to the blood-red moon outside the window, and felt a primal fear he had never known. He did not know of the cosmic war between chaos and the other. He did not know of the ancient entities watching from beyond time. He could not possibly comprehend that the birth of this single child was the culmination of eons of conflict, the spark that would ignite the final universe-spanning war. The birth of Sirius Altharius was not the end of the prophecy. It was the true beginning. The Scarlet Moon was a herald, a cosmic announcement that the key player had finally entered the game. The child, born under this ill omen, was now the focal point of forces beyond all mortal comprehension. His destiny was inextricably woven into the fabric of this ancient conflict. Whether he would be a savior or a destroyer, a pawn or a king, remained to be seen. But one thing was certain: the fate of Arendelle, and indeed of all reality, now rested in the hands of a boy with hair the color of fire. The Great War had begun. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss the next chapter of the saga. We'll see you next time.